I was just reading an article in the LA Times that reported a probation officer suffered a very serious wound overnight. She was attacked by a juvenile who cut across her face and into her neck. The article went on to say that there has been a dramatic surge in violence in our juvenile facilities over the past year, and three very violent attacks just since February of this year. Um, the state apparently is looking at LA County juvenile facilities and seriously considering shutting them down. Does this sound familiar? Didn't we just talk last week about Men's Central Jail and how the neglect by some of our elected officials have led to a 60-year-old jail that's literally crumbling around our inmates and our deputies who work in the jail? Well, the same thing is going on with many of our juvenile facilities. They are literally crumbling. Sewage is spilling and raining down on the heads of people who work in the buildings. Some of them are rat infested. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible and unacceptable. So, why is this happening? Well, if you read the article in the LA Times, it seems to suggest that part of the reason that we're experiencing this surge in violence is because of the probation officers. I mean, the article seems to blame the problem on probation officers not showing up to work and other staff shortages. But let me suggest, aside from the supervisors not building the facilities we need to house what in some cases are very dangerous young people. These are people in some cases who are charged with murder, manslaughter, rape. We have to talk about the role of the district attorney in this, because we do have a district attorney who got elected and immediately implemented a policy that he calls the lightest touch policy. It's a policy that, frankly, does not hold anyone under 18 fully accountable for the crimes they commit. The district attorney does not prosecute anyone under 18 for any misdemeanor offense. That, famously includes or infamously includes stealing up to nearly $1,000 in merchandise. But beyond that, he has a policy that whenever someone under 18 commits a crime or spree of crimes, that person will only be charged with one offense, and it will be the least serious offense of all the crimes committed. In addition to that, he employs a policy of keeping everyone under 18 in the juvenile system. Let me break this down for you a little bit. There's a lot of misunderstanding about what people refer to as juvenile court versus adult court. We have a juvenile court and a criminal court. The adult court is a criminal court. Our juvenile system was never designed to house hardcore criminals. Our juvenile system was designed to treat and rehabilitate and care for young people who were just starting to commit crimes, committing low-level crimes, misdemeanors, maybe some low-level felonies. Young people who hadn't become so hardened and antisocial that they can be treated in a limited amount of time with the resources available to people who work in our juvenile systems, doctors, nurses, psychologists, psychiatrists. Our juvenile system was never designed for 16 and 17-year-olds who commit murder. It was never designed for 16 and 17-year-olds who commit forcible acts of rape. You can leave them there, and that's what our district attorney is doing, but you're not helping them. You're not giving justice to their victims, and you're not helping society, because when they are released, they are not going to be released fully rehabilitated. They are going to be released in a few years. They're going to go back out onto the street without the benefit of all the rehabilitation and opportunity for growth and maturity that is available in our criminal system. So, what is the district attorney doing, and why is he doing it? No one can answer that question. Even he can't answer that question. But take a look at this. Take a look at this policy, and you can see how this policy alone, which he implemented the day he was sworn in, contributes to the problem of people who work in our group homes and even family members of being attacked by violent juveniles. Look at this. So you see, just by that policy alone, the district attorney explicitly says he will not prosecute minors, even those who attack the people responsible for their care in these group homes. Is that incredulous to you? It should be. The lightest touch policy is a failure. It fails our young people. It does not help them. It's not going to help them in the short run or in the long run. What young people need is a guiding hand. What is a guiding hand? A guiding hand is a hand that is appropriately firm for that particular minor. Some young people only need a light touch. In fact, some of them don't need a touch at all. There's some young people, I mean, for you parents out there, you know you can just cut your kid a certain look and they fall right in line. Some need a little more than that. Some need a lot more than that. So what we need in our juvenile system and throughout our criminal justice system in general is what I call proportional justice. Proportional justice means every crime and every individual involved in a crime will be treated uniquely. There are no blanket policies. There are no categorical responses to crime. It is the job of the district attorney to look at each crime, evaluate it, assess it, and look at each individual involved in a crime. Evaluate that person and assess that person before making charging decisions and recommending sentences either before or after a trial. So keep your eye on this story. I'm going to keep my eye on it. I think this is a story that we're going to be hearing a lot more about. We'll see if the state votes to close our juvenile facilities. We'll check to see what the Board of Supervisors have to say about this. These are 5 women who are fully capable of handling the challenges of the day. They were elected by the people of Los Angeles County to solve problems. And frankly, this is a very basic problem. I mean, at the very least, the Board of Supervisors can provide the facilities that probation officers will want to go to work in and feel safe in as they treat our children. And in some cases, even our older teens who are involved in crime. All right. Thank you.